Okay. Okay, I think I'm all set. So we're here with Brian Hopper of I had it all set up.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, let me get on my other screen. Other screen? Yes. From the Hopper group, right? Now you're in see, this is what I need to learn is how to switch screens and how to go back and forth to notes. And it's going to take a while. You're in Seattle, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I want to let you know a little bit about what I've been doing. I've been doing some sales and marketing videos on YouTube and in Facebook Live, and I wanted to connect with realtors and brokers who are very good at doing what I think we should be doing as realtors, and just getting to know you on a personal level and kind of picking your brain. And that's one of the reasons why I connected with you, is because we have a similar connection with Dani in the Inman group, and
Yes.
I love them. And so I really wanted to spotlight some of the realtors that they are partners with, and do some co-marketing stuff.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, so I recently read an article that you wrote, the top 10 real estate predictions.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about, there was a few of them I wrote notes on. Cryptocurrency. I mean, the Bitcoin is the big thing now, right? If you're not in that, and I get it, I totally understand it, but I didn't realize that eventually we would be buying and selling homes using cryptocurrency.
It's hard to say. Time will tell if it's going to become a regular thing or if something that we'll see more of.
Uh-huh.
But as these trends come and go, I think it's important as real estate professionals to know the different ways and methods that our clients are going to be purchasing homes. It's just as well versus knowing how to assign a property or knowing how to work with a cash buyer only, or particular someone who's going to have a wire transfer. All these are a different learning curve to at least know the time it takes and the procedures involved. And I think the crypto is no different. It's going to be something that we have to know as experts on the time involved and how that's going to go. And right now, it almost seems like it's more for fun. These people who are doing it are just doing it just because they can. Where it may not be something that is trending all across the board, but something we should know and be aware of. And as you probably know, Inman highlighted it at their Luxury Connect event here last August or October, I'm sorry, and
Yes.
then also in San Francisco in August. So it is on the radar, something we should know about and be aware of.
So are you doing a lot of studying? I mean, have you done one yet with cryptocurrency?
I haven't. We actually just had an article come out here in the Seattle Times about possibly the first one here in the Pacific Northwest. And I saw a friend at the office and he said, "Hey, Brian, I did one last summer for 2.5 million. And so we are in the process of maybe pitching that or getting the word out that there was another one prior to this current one. And that was for a 2.5 deal, and pretty crazy how that all works out."
It is crazy. I think that we tend to just get into our business
Yeah.
and forget that we might be the one pioneering an idea
Right.
or something, and 10 years later somebody else is doing it and you're like, wait just a minute. I've
Yeah,
been doing this for 10 years now.
exactly.
So that'll be interesting. I need to brush up on that. I kind of follow the Bitcoin, but I'm not like into it, but I
Right.
guess I should be at least a little more educated on it for sure.
Yeah, and you and me both on that. Well, thank you. Did you like the article then, I take it?
I did.
Good.
There's several things about your marketing that I really enjoy. Your pictures, for one, are phenomenal.
Thank
And then
you.
all your blogging. Do you write your own blogs?
We do. Yeah, they're all from within our team. As far as myself, I probably write 75% of them. Sometimes I'll just have an idea and hammer out a couple paragraphs, like even on my phone or while I'm driving, and save it and revisit it later. But no, we do curate all our own content, which it's a lot of work, but I do feel it's the only way to go. It's the only way to go, to have your own opinion, your own voice out there. And then we're also blessed with an amazing marketing team in-house that puts together a lot of our blog posts or views on current stats or current trends that we see in the marketplace. Now, trends such as like what homes sold for or what type of homes are selling, those type of data-driven things, they package them better and they're less opinionated. But the opinionated ones, I like to write myself.
Right. So you work with Sotheby's. Now,
Yes.
is this in-home marketing part of your group thing, or is it part of Sotheby's? That's part of what you get when you work with Sotheby's.
Exactly right. Yeah, and each office is independently owned and operated, right? But our office, we're blessed to have an amazing in-house marketing team, and our office owners and the founders of the main Seattle branch. So our branch here in Seattle, or our franchise, does 78% of the business in Seattle for Sotheby's. So we are doing the most, and we're super proud of that. And our owners, is one thing that they came from a marketing background and have the ability to offer brokers a lot more than a traditional brokerage model, such as having that in-house marketing team and being a marketing media house. Really, we see ourselves mainly as a publisher, a production company that sells real estate.
That's kind of my whole thing too, right?
I love it.
I do these marketing videos, and it's more I love the luxury. I've built luxury homes with my husband for 20 years or so. And my thing is, the seller wants to know what we're going to do as agents to sell their house.
Right.
That's what they want to know.
Yeah.
So we're going to market their house. We're in marketing and sales. We're not just in, oh, I'm a real estate agent, look at me. Pick me to be your agent. We have to learn how to market and sell that. And so I teach how to market your luxury listing or hard to sell listing as a product.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's like a shoe on the shelf. This is my product, and this is how my product's going to change your life.
That's exactly right. And Melinda, you get one shot to do it. You get one shot to put it up there, put it on the shelf, make sure you have the label right, make sure it's facing forward. For us, we translate that to the thumbnail image. We have to nail that main image. So when people are on their wheel, so to speak, as they're thumbing through photos, the potential buyer stops at our listing and sees it and says, wow, back up, let's go look at this one. Let's see what this one's about.
Do you know, I can't tell you how many I've sold off of a video. Like, I'll have a client call me and say, I can't make it this weekend, but there's this house for sale. And I'll go do a Facebook Live and push it up on YouTube, and I've sold that house.
Oh, video is so powerful.
It is. Video is powerful, and images, that's how you sell a house, right? So
true.
It amazes me, though, every time I look on the MLS and there's pictures of dirty underwear.
Oh man.
Something like that, and it's like, oh, people, this is not good for your image.
No, it's not. It's not good for our industry. It's not good for our image. But here's what's interesting about that is a little known secret. It's not hard to separate yourself. It's not hard to stand out. And you really don't have to do that much more. Now, we do above and beyond to stand out. That's just what we like to do. But it's really not that hard in your marketplaces, wherever you're at, to stand out from the rest.
No, it's not. It takes a professional photographer and a video and the ability to walk in and say, hey, look at this. This is really cool. That's really all it is.
And then to top it off, what's interesting, Melinda, is we firmly believe anyone can reproduce our marketing. If you have the funds, you can hire a photographer. If you want to create a brochure like ours with a blue bottom banner that says Sotheby's or insert your mom and pop brand there, whatever it is, we firmly believe that any one of our competitors can really replicate our marketing. But what they can't replicate is our selling. So we do all that marketing to bring the buyer on board and bring the buyer's agent to the plate. But once we have those face-to-face appointments and time, that's when the selling begins. And that's really an art. It's something you can't just learn. It takes a lot of time, and you can't read it from a book and go out and do it.
That's true. That's so true. I think that one of my advantages is I'm a nurse by trade. I've been a nurse for 26 years, I think. Gosh, I'm getting so old. But, in the process of being a nurse, I've learned how to delegate, and I've learned how to listen. And I learned how to listen, just the fine things, just the
Yeah.
fine details. And so I translate that into selling homes, because I don't even have to be in the room.
Right.
I can see the reaction or hear or body language, and it tells me
Hmm.
exactly what they like and what they don't like.
Yeah.
And 5 hours in a car, and I know everything about you, and we're going to find you that house.
Yeah. Well, I respect you. I didn't know you were a nurse too.
Yeah, that was a career I had, but then I, got a little burned out, and I thought, well, I know general construction, I know high end, and so the next step just seemed to be a real estate agent. And it's funny how I've been able to adjust and become, like I said, really intuitive, more or less,
Yeah.
in what my clients really want and need.
It's fantastic.
It's been an interesting. I know I always say I went from the highest respected profession to the lowest respected profession.
That's funny.
So how do you bring integrity into that? So we're doing that. That's kind of been my goal, is to change the perception of, if not of every real estate agent, ones like us who are really doing what we should and want to do in order to make the profession exactly how it should be.
I couldn't agree more. And we see that as a benchmark of, for instance, I see some advertisements for like honesty and we're ethical and we have integrity. I'm like, if you have to advertise that, then that's a pretty sad state for our profession to be in. I think it's assumed, and I think I wish it was assumed for all brokers, that honesty and integrity is something that's there. And the people, we're fortunate to deal with amazing people, the brokers we work with in cross sales. So in Washington State, an agent is called a broker. So if you hear me say broker, that's what I'm referring
Right.
to. And I don't know if that's national, but the brokers we work with are amazing, and we haven't had to do that, or have never had to advertise the fact that we're honest. And I'm thankful for that.
Right. I want to interrupt. I'm so sorry. Is that
Yeah.
noise driving you nuts? My dog is scratching his collar. This is the joys of working from home. I'm right in the middle of moving, and I'm not going to let that stop me from doing what I'm doing. But I could hear my dog scratching his collar, and I was like, "Okay, that's driving me nuts." So I had to.
No
Yeah.
problem.
I love my dog. He's a cute guy. Well, and and I think that's I think that's what I find really intriguing with, and I have to refocus. I'm so sorry. It's blonde hair. With the way luxury is defined versus just normal real estate,
Right.
right? In the world of luxury, when I talk to Dusty Baker,
Yeah. Great guy. Great guy.
he's a great guy.
Yeah. Friend of
He
mine.
explained to me that nobody needs another $5 million home.
Right.
So in our marketing, we have to be more of a, what kind of lifestyle? Why would why would a pilot, for instance, want to buy in the desert of St. George, Utah? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So we have to, when we market our homes in the luxury division, it has to be more of a lifestyle thing. It has to be more of a, I call it yummy marketing. We have to grab
Couldn't
that
agree more.
attention so that they want to explore the area more than just, than Manhattan or San Francisco or San Diego. What's going to draw them to St. George, Utah?
Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
It's it's been an interesting journey on my part, coming from trying to convince, I guess, other agents
Mm-hmm.
locally that this is what they need to start doing, because I think we get more into our comfort zone too, right?
Yeah.
We want to be the king of the hill in our community, but in the higher price points, it's the world. We're not
Yeah.
talking just our community. We're talking about an industry of buyers who can buy anywhere in the world.
Exactly.
So how do you propose, and we were talking about goals, how do you propose would be a great goal, or planning and implementing something with that type of strategy, with that type of buyer in mind. What do you do? I mean, do you think of that, or do you think locally and service everybody locally, or are you trying to expand?
One of the ways that we've had success with that, Melinda, is we want to be where our clients are. So we want to be in that lifestyle. So if we have, in the Northwest, I'll give, for example, we have a number of lifestyles: a boating lifestyle, an equestrian lifestyle. We have a skiing lifestyle. We have a resort second home ownership lifestyle. We try to play in each of those spaces. Now, we're not trying to be the master of all, jack of none. Did I say that right? No, we're not trying to be the jack of all, master of none. But we do want to be well versed in each of those areas. So we want to know about boating here. We have the largest boat ownership of anywhere in the U.S. here in Seattle. We want to know about our second home communities and be a part of it. And when people talk about those areas to us, we want to know them and just say, well, actually, I just stayed there last weekend. Or we want to have a connection in as many places where our clients are located. I just heard Mauricio Imanci speak at Luxury Connect. Now, Mauricio is the co-founder and CEO of the agency. And he said it eloquently. He said, the world is my oyster. I go to the Kentucky Derby because that's where my clients are. I go to the Indianapolis 500 because that's where my clients are. And so in that same token, we have to be where our clients are in order to know that lifestyle, in order to relate to them, and in order to sell it.
And I totally agree. Like 100%. It's funny. I met Mauricio, the very first Luxury Connect.
Yeah.
He was there and he was doing a big project in Park City.
Okay.
And he said to me, so how far are you from Park City? And I had that to me was like probably the most aha moment of the whole meetings.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows where we are. We're closer to Las Vegas than we are northern Utah.
Okay.
But nobody knows that, it's like they don't know the geography of Utah,
Yeah.
especially in that luxury area, because everybody's Park City.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Right.
So, but he's a great guy, very, very smart. And I totally get that. I do industry. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like farming. Instead of farming your community, I farm an industry. And I take that same concept that you do, but I move it toward an industry. Where would the attorneys live? Where do the doctors live? Where, and then because that's all the same language and we all want to be around the same people that we know.
Yeah.
Engineers want to talk to engineers. They want to live by engineers because they know they can talk numbers and statistics and everything and people understand.
That's so true. So true. And you're talking numbers and statistics. I just heard Bill Fandel, who is just crushing it in Telluride. He's a Sotheby's broker there in Telluride. And he actually goes to the extent of he wanted to find out how his clients are receiving information. So how do they get their information from their wealth advisors, from people that are speaking into them with their investments? And so he went as far as to find out even the formats, the templates, the PDFs of how that information is brought in so he can deliver his information in the same manner. And I thought that was so smart to at least go to that extent to know how these people are consuming information, know how his clients, better stated, are consuming information, and he can do it and follow the like way. So
yeah, because it's kind of like if you know your client is an emotional talker and they use emotions all the time. I feel, I want, I this, I that. Is that me? It is me. That's funny. That's my SEO and website lady. She's been working on my website.
Nice.
Sorry about that. Anyway, so this is my issue. I think I have like these little mini strokes. And I totally forget what I'm talking about.
Well, stick your tongue out. Let me see. Is it, do you have slurred speech? Say that the sun sets in Seattle.
Oh my gosh. I have blonde hair and it's natural. So
hold out both arms, right? No droopiness. You look good. All right. What you got? What's next?
I look good. I can't remember what we were talking about now, though.
No problem.
Industry. See, that's the thing about live Facebook, right? And that's why I was like, somebody said, well, we should be a little more like like when we were talking about how to do this and where it was going to go, it was like, do we do a professional, this is us in a suit and tie, or do we want to get to know you as a person?
Right.
And I really wanted to get to know everybody as a person. And
Yeah.
sometimes our conversations go out of whack, and then we have to come back and figure it out.
Yeah. No problem. No problem.
Okay, so tell me what your goals are this year for you personally. What are your goals for you and your group, and how do you plan on implementing those?
That's a good question. That's a great question. So our goals for this year are, it's a funny one. It's pretty small. It's bring it back to basics. And that's it. Bring it back to basics, period. So last year I spent a lot of time behind the scenes. We implemented a local assistant. We've already had a VA for a number of years, actually 2 of them, and we wanted to bring on a local assistant. So that took a lot of time getting that up and running. This year, the back to basics for me, basically what that means is I want to be more in front of my clients and more in relationship with them. And we've already kicked it off to a huge start. So having a lot of client lunches already, reconnecting with clients. You'd be surprised, Melinda, how fast 2 years ago, when I reach out to someone, I said, oh my gosh, you closed 2 years ago. And I feel like a horrible friend. I've texted you maybe once. But at least I didn't do the cardinal sin of texting, the HBD. Nothing worse than getting a happy birthday, just HBD on your birthday. I mean, nothing says I love you more than HBD, right? But that aside, I've had a great time already reconnecting with a number of our clients, and we have more connections slated, more scheduled out. And I already see it syndicating to where just being back in relationship with our past clients, some of our foot soldiers, I call them, people who have given us referrals in the past, and maintaining those friendships, because we are in this business. It's about relationships. We love people. We love relationships. We love seeing and bringing results to our clients. And the best win for us is when they become a friend. And so just maintaining those friendships is a big thing for us this year.
I totally agree. I just closed a deal with a couple in California. They're retiring from California here. And the first thing he said was, you're not going to just sell us and drop us, right? And because a lot of people move here, they're retired, they don't know anybody.
Right.
The one person they do know is their realtor, who has spent time in their car and and found the home. Yeah. And so it's important for me to do to stay in a relationship with them. And it's so easy to forget, though. It's so easy to start doing your thing, and in your mind you're like, oh, what about these guys? Or, oh, it's been such a long time, I wonder if they are doing okay. Right. And I agree. I need to be doing that a little bit more as well. I need to reconnect and make sure they're still alive. Yeah, and it's a lot more than beyond just like liking one of their posts on Facebook. But thinking back to while you were in transaction, what was the kind of things you guys were doing? Were you meeting for coffee? Were you meeting regularly to talk about how the build is coming along? All those things. I try and find ways to revisit those things and keep those connections up. So that's a great idea. Great idea. So I have the limited Zoom where we're just only able to speak for about 40 minutes, and then it just cuts me off, because I wanted to make sure this was the platform that I wanted to use during the interviews. And then we have about 5 more minutes. So if I can ask you for some advice, if I was a brand new agent coming out, or one of those agents that gets so panicky when they walk into $1 million home, because it's, even though it's 2x4s and 2x6s and sheetrock, it's the extra zero that freaks people out. So what kind of advice would you give the newer agent wanting to step up into the luxury industry? Ooh, that's a good question. I think I'd give them the same advice I give anyone who's starting out, which is 5 years, 7 days a week, 12-hour days. And that's it. You'll be a guaranteed success if you can hustle and put that much time into it. If not, then I will try and save them the trouble now and the heartache of going through the process. But that's, again, I'll repeat it. So 5 days or 5 years, 7 days a week, 12-hour days, guaranteed to be successful.
And what I would tell someone is start out with where your circle of influence or your sphere is, as far as price point wise. Don't feel you got to jump up to this higher price point unless you feel that that's a price point that you can service, because it takes different level of service. And I'm talking buyer and listing wise, but start out where your clients are and then just grow with your clients.
That's really good advice. Somebody told me at the very beginning was you have to be in this 3 to 5 years or you might as well end.
Yeah.
And at the time I was like, 3 to 5 years? Holy crap. That seems like so long. And it's been 5. I've been in at 5. I mean, in the sales and transaction side, you know, I've flipped homes, I've built homes, all that stuff. But in the actual sales and transaction, this is my 5th year.
Yeah.
And so many times I wanted to just quit.
Right.
I was like, I'm done. I could just be a nurse forever, you know.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. But at the same time, it's the little things, and it's the relationships, and it's the connections, and it's all those things that add up.
So true. Yeah, they really do. It makes all the difference.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you so much. I have it because we're just new. We're going to like revisit everybody once we start getting a good following.
Yeah.
But I will write I call it my 3 nuggets.
Okay.
In the interview process, I do what I find my top 3 things are that I've learned from you, and submit it to Inman. And then we just go from there. But I definitely want to thank you so much, Brian, for being with me today.
Thank you.
Connecting. So before I end, tell everybody here again how to find you.
Yes.
And what you are excellent at doing.
Yeah, Melinda, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see this grow and take off. I think it's going to be amazing. So huge kudos to you, and keep grinding on that. So you can find me on Twitter at Hopper Group, or on Instagram at Hopper Group. Facebook is just my name, Brian Hopper. And if you do come to Seattle, this offer is good for anyone. Coffee is on me. We have the best coffee here, and I know the best coffee shop, way better than the one that the Elf movie tried to portray as the world's best cup of coffee. We have it here in Seattle, actually, not New York. So come see us. And then what was your last question? One thing, say that again.
I was just, how to get in touch with you. Basically, that's it. That's what I,
yes.
Oh yeah. And where your sweet spot is. Like, let us, the viewers know what arena.
Baked goods?
What was that?
I said baked goods. Kidding.
That was funny. That was a good answer.
Yes.
No, like your specialty, your niche.
I would say giving your clients the best service, hands down, the best service. We're so passionate, and I say we, myself and my team, but I'm so passionate about what we do. We are providing an experience, and we're providing a service. And for us, we take it so serious, yet we have so much fun. And at times I can't believe we get paid for it. And at times I can't believe I do this, because I'm like thinking how hard this is. But we are the most passionate brokers you will meet. We love what we do, and we love providing fantastic service.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and we'll stay connected, right?
I love it. Thank you, Melinda. We'll stay in touch for sure. And are you coming to New York? Did I ask you?
I am not coming to New York.
Okay, sorry to put you on the spot.
I will come to San Francisco.
Yes.
That's part of my thing is I have super busy kids that are always in football and cheerleading and baseball.
Love it.
In the past, I haven't been able to make the events because it's always been on like this. The New York one is state cheerleading.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that, didn't we? That's right.
Yeah. So I will be an empty nester. I know, I'm panicking just a little about that. But this year, so it's my goal then to start connect, and that's part of why I want to do the interviews, is so that when I do show up, I know somebody.
Exactly.
You know, always the big anxiety of why people don't attend events is because they don't know who's going to be there, and having to meet new people is really kind of traumatic.
It is. It is. Well, and if any of your people listening or watching are coming to New York next week, come find me. I'll be an ambassador there, and I'm going to host a lunch table on Wednesday. So it'll be fun to meet everyone. But Melinda, thank you so much. Congratulations on all your success, and thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
You got it. We'll talk soon.
Okay. See ya.
All right. Bye.